Hey, good evening, everybody. It is Nick here with a bearded banner show, Whiskey and Wisdom Wednesday. Let me see if I can get this maximized here. There we are. Happy Wednesday. Kind of a short week, and yeah, kind of crazy here. So apologize. Last week didn't get able to shoot a segment. The week kind of got away from us, but Paul is not here tonight. He is playing hooky. Apparently, he had some stuff going on. So I tried to reach out to him, but I figured I'd try to wing this here by myself. A little solo mission tonight. But the last few days and today at work we were we have our morning meetings and something that was brought up and it's kind of stuck with me today, kind of more than not that it doesn't never stick, but some stuff was mentioned in our meeting, and I tried to relate it to the show. So tonight's segment is going to be how can we relate business to whiskey, and yeah. But before we get going tonight, I I broke out the Von Payne Black. I've been wanting to try this. Finally, I was able to get my hands on a bottle, kind of a harder one to get, 90 proof. Guys, if you've never tried this, you should go try it. We're gonna figure this out. It's kind of cool. Kind of pours right out of the mouth here. See if I can get it to go, or maybe I didn't unplug it right here. I guess it helps if you take the cap off. Sucker's on there. Good. Let's just get a little pour going. But yeah, so tonight's show is going to be how is business like whiskey? And, it's actually related in more ways than one. Both whiskey and business, take time, care, and a little fire to be great. And let's just see how great this old Von Payne is. That's pretty good stuff right there. So, like whiskey and business, it takes time to mature. Just like whiskey needs to age in a barrel, good business takes time to develop. Rushing ruins the flavor and the foundation, kind of like business. So, the key to anything successful, whether you're making whiskey or trying to develop your business or your brand, like myself, is taking the time, develop it, learn, and keep going. Distillation, that process matters. In business, like in whiskey, you have to filter out the junk, the mistakes, bad habits, the weak ideas. All gets boiled off, so the best stuff, rises to the top. And that's what we get to enjoy. Man, that is some good stuff. Like whiskey too, the environment shapes you. Here at the dealership, the environment up there is amazing. We get to be around some of the best guys in the industry, and whiskey, takes character from the barrel it sits in. Just like in business, you're shaped by your culture, the leadership, and the values. Good wood equates to good whiskey. Good leadership equates to good business. Talking about different types of whiskey, there's blended whiskey. Blending whiskey, man, that right there can create some magic. Some of the best whiskeys are sometimes blended, or blends. And as in business, different people, perspectives, and ideas are blended right, and that's where sometimes some of the best ideas come from. So, it's crazy how you can kind of relate business into whiskeys, but not every batch is perfect. Like that Lord Calvert, that's one of the bottom of the barrel stuff there, and that's definitely not a perfect batch. But not all batches turn out like you like. Same in business. The key is to learn, adjust the recipe, and keep on pouring. So I apologize. Tonight's segment is kind of short and sweet, but as I was trying to brainstorm and how in the world I could come up with a show by myself and kind of relate it both to whiskey and and to business, I was doing some reading and came across that, and I was like, you know what, that's pretty good stuff right there. So I thought I would hop on here and share that with you. But what's everybody doing tonight? Everybody having a good day? Have a great Memorial weekend. Hopefully you got to spend time with your family, loved ones, have some barbecues. I know we did. Got to go over to a buddy's house and fire up the grill. Had some drinks. It was pretty great. Not it's kind of unheard of in our industry, in the auto industry, that we get more than just a day off at a time. And Lisa, the owner of Mel Hamilton Ford, she gave us 3 days off, and man, that was a blessing because, I tell you, work auto sales isn't a physical job at all, but I tell you, it's a mental one. And if you've ever been in sales or just try to run a business, you can definitely understand that. Sometimes it's not the physical work, but it's the mental part that goes into it. That's definitely exhausting, and just taking time away from family. It's great to be able to have that time back. So definitely appreciate that. Oh, Paul messaged me, dealing with a migraine. Well, sorry you're not feeling good, Paul. Hopefully pour yourself a whiskey drink. That always helps make you feel better. But anyways, yeah, so Memorial Weekend was fantastic. Hope everybody, like I said, had a great Memorial Weekend too. And yeah, got some exciting stuff coming up here. Be sure to be following me on social media, as we'll be going over that and be posting it here online too as well. So guys, have a great night. Pour yourself a nice whiskey drink, and we'll catch you on the next show.